The excitement's back at Texas Tech homecoming weekend, and Red Raider fans hoping to make a difference today at Jones AT&T Stadium. Texas Tech looking to stay perfect. It is a Big 12 showdown. The angry Iowa State Cyclones trying to erase a tough loss, taking on the 20th ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders. Well, both schools coming off of radically different performances a week ago. Texas Tech staying unbeaten, rolling over Kansas. 54 unanswered points. The Red Raiders moving to 5-0. For Iowa State, where they're dealing with disappointment. They thought they had a late fumble at the goal line, but the call going the Longhorns' way, and Texas eventually ruining Paul Rhodes' night. A chance for a big win slipping through the fingertips. And with that, hello everyone and welcome to Lubbock, Texas. Alongside my partner James Bates, I'm Eric Collins. You just saw it a moment ago. Radically different weeks about Texas Tech and Iowa State. Texas Tech, the impressive win over Kansas. But Iowa State, man, they just got their guts ripped out.
A heartbreaking loss. And don't tell Paul Rhodes and the Cyclones, but you can take some positives out of that loss. And the positives come on the offensive side of the ball. The first couple weeks, there wasn't much heart in this football team. At least there's a heartbeat now. And the guy that makes it go is the sophomore quarterback, Sam Richardson. He's getting healthier. The ankle's getting better. It showed last week. And the weapons around him are starting to stand up. Now, for Texas Tech, the health has been an issue at quarterback all season long, and it finally hits them hard. We all know the story of Baker Mayfield, 5-0 start for the Red Raiders, a walk-on freshman making it go. He will not play today with a thigh contusion, so it'll be up to Davis Webb, another freshman, by the way. Neither of these guys is Johnny Manziel, who ran this offense for Kingsbury last year at A&M, but they're winning football games just like they did a whole lot of a College Station.
And we should know Texas Tech, they've got good mojo against Iowa State. They won this matchup a year ago in Ames. All right, Texas Tech trying to make it happen here. Let's do this. Big 12 football coming your way from Lubbock. Texas Tech dreaming big dreams, while Iowa State, well, geez, they're trying to knock off a ranked team for the 4th straight year. Game faces are on. Our kickoff coming up next. Fox College football is presented by Geico. Welcome everyone to Lubbock, Texas, Jones AT&T Stadium. With James Bates, I'm Eric Collins. Also joining us, longtime NFL veteran Brady Popinga. Brady, what's the latest down on the field?
The matchup to watch out for today, guys, is going to be between Texas Tech's offense and Iowa State's defense. And that's because when Iowa State's defense was created, it was created with the intent to stop these high-tempo and spread offense just like Texas Tech runs. So it's going to be interesting today with that matchup, who comes out on top, because in my opinion, whoever wins that matchup between Texas Tech's offense and Iowa State's defense ultimately is going to win the football game. Eric?
Brady, thank you so much. Interesting to note that Paul Rhodes, this is the first spread offense that Iowa State will play against so far in 2013. Paul Rhodes trying to win over a ranked team on the road for a 4th straight year. How about that for a number? He'll be matching wits with the 34-year-old former Red Raider, Cliff Kingsbury. Still has never lost as a head coach. Trying to be the first Red Raider coach to start his career as a head guy here in Lubbock with 6 straight wins. Well, James Bates, it's a beautiful day for football.
Oh, it is absolutely perfect. Little early start, but the sun's up and the guns are up. Here in Lubbock, they love their Red Raiders no matter what time, and they certainly love the energy that this new head coach, Cliff Kingsbury, has brought in. And you talk about the 5-0 start here, but back at Texas A&M, everywhere he's been, at Houston, even as a player here, he's used to winning football games, and his football team acts the same way, carries the same confidence with them onto the football field, and anxious to see how Paul Rhodes' team responds. We all think, hey, went fighting for him after the call in the Texas game. They're going to respond like he'd like them to, but you never know until that ball's kicked off.
Jakeem Grant getting ready to return this kickoff. Iowa State actually won the coin toss. They deferred the decision to the second half. So Texas Tech going to start with the football. Kick into the south end zone and through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Ball spotted at the 25. James, how about your impact players?
All right, for Texas Tech offensively, Bradley Marquez out of Odessa has the athletic ability to spare on the outside, but the go-to guy is the Y in this offense, and it just happens to be Jace Amaro, big tight end type. Jaquez Washington, the senior safety for Iowa State, and David Irving are going to be busy all day long, and they better be in pretty good shape. You mentioned the first time they've seen an offense like this. Tulsa and Texas had a little bit of a spread, but nothing like they'll see here against the Red Raiders, led by Davis Webb to start the game for the first time today.
Webb replacing Baker Mayfield as the quarterback. His first throw is caught. Trying to get out in space. That's a modest gain of 2 yards before a quick tackle is made. Eric Ward's going to be busy. That was his 200th career catch as a college player. Just a 2-yard gain. 2nd down and 8.
Just 2, but that's fine. That's what Sonny Cumbie wants them to do. Just take what they give him on the pass game.
DeAndre Washington powers forward. Will bring up 3rd down. There is Davis Webb, true freshman quarterback. He did participate in spring practice, so he has a little bit of experience in this system. He is from Prosper, Texas.
And he was actually the guy in spring because Baker Mayfield wasn't on campus yet.
In trouble. He's going to have to, well, just take the sack. Had no one to throw to. Good coverage in the secondary, and the sack is recorded. It's the big man you talked about before, David Irving, getting in the backfield.
And a good job by Wally Burnham, the defensive coordinator. With the coverage, and the blitzers finally get there. There's no blitz. He knew that they couldn't blitz because it's such a quick game from Texas Tech, so you won't see them blitzing a lot, and you need your defensive linemen to get there, and they create pressure and a big 3-and-out to start.
So we'll see the punter come on, Ryan Ertzklaven. His spiraling kick is caught at the 38-yard line by Jarvis West, and he's quickly brought down. Nice special teams defensively for Texas Tech. 43-yard punt, no return. All right, how about the impact players with Iowa State on offense?
Well, Eric, for the Cyclones, it hasn't just been Sam Richardson, but Aaron Wimberly. They found a back in number 2. 2 games start back-to-back, both 100 yards. Quentin Bundridge has decided he's going to be the man on the outside, a deep threat. And how about the 2 senior captains, Hyder and Bullock? Hyder, a great rush guy with 11 career sacks. He'll need a couple today against a sophomore quarterback from Iowa State.
Sam B. Richardson. He hands it off to Wimberly. Wimberly over 100 yards each in the last 2 games. This time, not much there, only picks up a yard. Well, here is Sam B. Richardson, the sophomore, 6'2", 205 pounds.
Well, that career night against Texas backed up a good performance against Tulsa, and we had them Iowa State, and wasn't sure what kind of quarterback they really had out of Winter Park, Florida, but we weren't really told how bad the ankle was. Obviously, it was pretty bad because he's been good the last couple of weeks.
Full house backfield. Inside run, Wimberly, his 2nd straight carry, and this one a lot better than the first, out to the 45-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
This is a Tech defense that did a good job against the Jayhawks run in the win over Kansas last week, allowing only 51 on the ground. There's a big 3rd down and short to start.
Still haven't seen a pass out of Richardson. Little option football, and Richardson using those feet well. It's the 1st down.
Boy, watch inside. The only option is to tuck it and go for number 12 because these big guys on the right side of the offensive line are at the next level immediately, and that's too easy. The 1st down for Iowa State. Here as they continue to pound. They really decided they were going to run the football against Texas, and we all know the Texas Longhorns have had a tough time all year long of stopping the run. This is an Iowa State team. It's got some guys that can go on the ground.
3 straight runs for the Cyclones to start the game offensively. Now we'll see a pass. Richardson, plenty of time. Throws deep, wants his man. It is well out in front of the fastest Cyclone, Quentin Bundridge.
Well, Bundridge had a couple steps too on the cornerback Bruce Jones. One thing I'd like to see that you had the same thing in the Iowa game is you've had 3 straight runs, Eric. Sell that run fake. It's a play action pass, but nobody's buying it if you're just going through the motions on the fake handoff.
Keeps it, and there's nowhere to go. Just surrounded and swarmed by Sam Aguavin.
Aguavin, one of 3 outstanding linebackers. This linebacker unit for Matt Wallerstedt, the defensive coordinator, is fun to watch. Bullitt, Will Smith, they're all long. They can cover a lot of ground. Know where those sticks are defensively. Offensively, Cyclone receivers, you got to know where that first down marker is as you run those routes.
Play clock down to 3. Cyclones get it off. Richardson breaks the first tackle but goes down. Good tenacity. Brandon Jackson combining with Dartwan Bush for the sack. And the punt team will have to come on for Iowa State.
Well, back there first is Phillips, and when this defensive front decides that they're going to penetrate a couple times against Kansas last week, there's nobody that can stop them, especially Kerry Hyder. So 2 nice stands by these defenses to start the game.
One of the best punters in the country, Kirby Vanderkamp, boots it into the end zone and be a touchback. And the Red Raider offense will get a second crack at the Cyclone defense. This is one of the best offenses in the country, trying to get on track after a 3-and-out their first time with the football.
Next, Fox College Saturday continues with a huge Pac-12 showdown between the second-ranked Oregon Ducks and the Washington Huskies. Couple of ranked teams out in Seattle. That'll be followed by Tulsa UTEP on Fox Sports 1. Fox Sports is your home for college football all season long. Everyone knows about Oregon's offense, but I'm here to tell you, those Washington Huskies can score in a hurry as well. Bishop Sankey is terrific as the tailback out there.
Eric, how about Marcus Mariota? 21 touchdowns he's accounted for, 0 interceptions.
You'll take that.
Oh, I can't wait to see that game go down. It was a great one last week with Washington unable to finish off against Stanford.
Second series for Davis Webb. His first long pass is incomplete. Looking for Eric Ward. The only completion for Davis Webb, first time with the ball, was a 2-yard completion to Eric Ward.
Well, this was his first start, but there's the 5-0 undefeated starter, the walk-on true freshman quarterback from Lake Travis. It's a thigh contusion, not a knee, the injury for Baker.
Kenny Williams, his first carry, and it's good for a first down. Spinning across the 30-yard line, finally tackled by Jeremiah George.
What do you think? You think we'll see 8 runs in a row like we did against Kansas last week? Here's 2.
Why not? This time not much doing against the left side of that defense for Iowa State. Kenny Williams trapped down after a pickup of 3.
8 times in a row, and really at that point in the game it was 10-0. And something they just saw, Kingsbury told us yesterday, they saw it from the booth. Hey, if it's going to be there, let's run it till they stop it. And it got them the first 3 points of the game anyway, driving it down against Kansas.
Zadale Foster, his first touch. Kind of vary the look right now on offense for the Red Raiders, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
But a 3rd down and manageable here. You don't mind these 3rd and medium calls as an offensive coordinator, and you know, that's why it is such a surprise when they do run the football. They like to throw it around the yard.
Haven't thrown a pass in the direction of Jay Samaro. Big man, number 22. He's in the slot, top of your screen. Looking that way instead, his other receiver on that side of the field, Bradley Marquez. His first reception, and that'll be a first down for the Red Raiders.
There's Nigel Tribune, the only freshman, only true freshman in the last 2 seasons for Iowa State to play, and he's got to know where those chains are. Again, it's an easy first down, Eric, with Marquez just curling up right there at the sticks to move him. Well,
a veteran defensive coordinator, Wally Burnham, there he is.
40 years in the college game.
He's got his son Shane, who played linebacker at South Carolina, on the staff. Shane's a defensive line coach and special teams guy.
Well, here's a touch. First time we've seen Amaro with the football, and he's got a first down. With that catch, he now has 39 grabs on the season. Junior out of San Antonio. With that body type, it's a mismatch all over the field. The linebackers can't cover him, and the defensive backs aren't tall enough. It was a good job by the line that time to protect for Webb. And make no mistake about it, Amaro, when he's lined up in there at the tight end spot, he's not there to block. He's still going to run around. Another quick pitch and catch. Ward with the grab. His second catch of the day. 25 touchdowns in the career for Eric Ward, senior captain from Wichita Falls, Texas. Foster, his second touch, tries the middle of the line. It'll bring up a third down and short. Pickup of 4.
Now this is a little bit more like it. Davis Webb running the show. It was a 3 and out. He was sacked the first time out there in the first series on a third down, but now they're starting to chip away, and this is the way you want this offense to look. Give me 5, give me 3, and getting third and shorts.
And that should be enough for a first down. DeAndre Washington skipped over the would-be tackler. You just saw the number a moment ago. On third down this year, Texas Tech, led by Cliff Kingsbury, they complete 51% of their third down conversions. They're really easy to convert on third down when it's 3rd and 1.
Absolutely right. And it starts with those first down plays. 5 yards, 4-yard runs.
Little check down. That's complete. Jakeem Grant in space. Grant! Touchdown! Texas Tech! Just a slow developing route. Grant got it and used his quicks to get in the end zone.
Way too slow getting any pressure on the quarterback. It was never there. Wally Burnham knew it was going to be tough blitzing. But those 3 guys, or those 4 guys that he sends after the quarterback, they've got to put some pressure. Nobody can hang with these receivers underneath all day long.
Buston remains perfect in his career on extra points, and what a difference a drive makes. Davis Webb, 3 and out, his first drive of the game. This time he goes 80 yards and throws a touchdown pass to Jakeem Grant. Let's do it. Oh my. That's what it's like to be on top of fearless champion. Streaking across the field. Would you do it, James?
I don't know. I'm not scared of horses, but he's one-handed it there and going pretty fast on that turf. He's actually from Lubbock, Texas, the rider is. First time in a long time.
And they are proud of the fact that he's a local. Jarvis West on the return, and it's a good one. West! He's got a chance! What kind of speed does he have? One man to beat. Touchdown! Iowa State! That's how you answer. 95 yards for Jarvis West.
Put a GoPro on him. Let's see him trot down the field like the Red Raider. Wow. The St. Pete kid, a junior, was a runner-up in the 100-meter finals in the state of Florida back in high school, and he's showing off that speed here to answer. Just what they needed, Eric.
Colton Netton now for the extra point. And the resilient Cyclones of Iowa State have tied this game at 7, courtesy of Jarvis West. He takes it himself. 95 yards with some wiggle. We're tied at 7 here in Lubbock. Well, with the game heading south for Iowa State, they choose to go west. Jarvis West, 95 yards on a kickoff return, his first career touchdown return. That's now 2 consecutive games in which Iowa State has had a touchdown 95 yards or more.
There's the excitement. It's trickled over from the offense, and Bundry looked like the training staff's looking at him, though. May have been a little too fast for his own good, but Wimberly, Bundridge, some playmakers starting to emerge for the Cyclones.
Edwin Arceo kicks it off into the back of the end zone, and it's going to be another touchback.
And when you've got guys that are starting to step up and play, these guys on special teams have got to earn their spot on the field. Let's hold it right here, and let's watch a couple of these blocks and how long they're held. Go ahead and play it, and watch now as West is going to come through. You're going to see guys that will remain on their blocks, going and looking guys up, and then letting West do all the rest. The kicker's not going to go down there and be able to take down a 100-meter guy. And watch here. Here's a backup running back in Rob Standard, just running past the cover guy from Tech and staying with them. A great job by Shane Burnham's special teams kick return unit to answer.
Davis Webb, his third series as the signal caller. The pass is dropped by DeAndre Washington, trying to get something going out of the backfield. Now, last drive for Davis Webb, true freshman making his first start. He led the Red Raiders to a touchdown, 80-yard drive. He went 4 for 5 on the drive, completing 4 passes to 4 different receivers.
And that should have been one receiver to start this drive. That's one thing you can't do. You can't get behind the chains with drops like that.
Nobody open. Webb just using the feet to keep the play alive and throws it out of bounds.
Iowa State, Eric, is going to have to change the approach. You can't expect just your defensive backs to cover for 5-6 seconds every single snap. They are not getting to the passer at all. They're not even sniffing him with this 3-man rush that we've seen so far.
And a flag is down on the field before the snap.
Illegal substitution with 12 men on the field against the defense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Texas Tech gets a break. That's Rick Lume, today's referee. So instead of a 3rd down and 10, it'll be a 3rd down and 5.
I think Cyclone fans getting sick to their stomachs seeing stripes right now this week still. You think they're over it yet?
10 penalties a week ago in that 1-point loss against Texas. In trouble. Webb goes down. Great pursuit, Willie Scott. He's been doing that for 4 years. And despite the defensive penalty, Texas Tech can't take advantage. The punt team will have to come on.
Boy, it makes it a lot tougher on Burnham and that defense to go from 3rd and 10. You help them out. Now you've got a 3rd and 5. There's your wide receiver coming across. And they've got him bracketed. Coming down and helping out is Sam Richardson from the corner spot. But you're right, Willie Scott doing a fantastic job. And that's one thing you don't get with Webb that you had with Baker Mayfield, Eric. Mayfield could tuck it and go. He had more wiggle to him and could make plays happen.
Prior to the snap, we have a false start. Number 3, the offense. 5-yard penalty, and it remains 4th down.
James, is the coverage that good right now for Iowa State, or is Davis Webb just slow pulling the trigger?
I think he's been slow pulling the trigger. It's when you've got 8 guys that are dropping back there involved in the pass coverage, it's helped out a lot for Iowa State. Of course, on the touchdown, there was a miscommunication, or Jaquez Washington wasn't in proper position. But other than that, they've been pretty good defensively.
High kick spiraling. West will start from the 31. A moment ago, a kickoff return for a touchdown. This time gets out to the 39-yard line. All right, it's been a well-played game so far. 10 minutes into this one, the Cyclones looking for an upset. The Red Raiders trying to stay perfect. .5:10 remaining here in our first quarter. Jones AT&T Stadium, Lubbock, Texas. With James Bates, Brady Papinga, I'm Eric Collins. Iowa State, they've had the ball on offense for only 6 plays so far. But they've got those 7 points, that coming on a kickoff return for a touchdown by Jarvis West. Richardson steps up into the pocket, fires a dart. It's incomplete. He was looking for Albert Gary. Let's bring in Brady Papinga. Hey, Brady, did you notice anything last time Texas Tech had the ball?
Oh, yeah, you can see that Davis Webb is a little slow on the trigger, you could say. He's got wide receivers that are open. Iowa State's doing a nice job covering it up, but he is missing those open wide receivers or tight ends in the case of Amaro. Up to you, Eric.
Be interesting to know whether it's a different circumstance for him starting a game for the first time as opposed to playing in the second half of games, in which he's done quite a bit so far this season.
Well, and Cliff Kingsbury told us yesterday, if the show goes smoothly, it's Davis Webb, and it's Davis Webb from start to finish. But he has been quick on the hook. Michael Brewer is healthy again. He was supposed to be the guy coming into this season, but he injured his back in July in off-season conditioning. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't start to pick it up a little bit better. If we saw 16, we will not see 6 today.
Richardson hasn't completed a pass so far today. He's 0 for 3. 3rd down and 10. Over the middle, pass is incomplete. Looking for Bundridge. It's going to be a 3 and out. Cyclones offense spinning its wheels right now. Very fortunate to be tied using that kickoff return for a touchdown by West.
Richardson not afraid to stand in there. That time he had to get rid of it a little bit quicker than he'd like with the Texas Tech blitz. So this bounty hunter defense continues to stop him up.
Vanderkamp, his second punt. Oh, it's muffed, loose on the ground. And Texas Tech appears they have jumped on the football, and they have. Wow, dangerous play, Sadale Foster. That ball just bounced off the arms.
It's been a little bit of an adventure, this punt return team. They had a fumble that fortunately for Tech went out of bounds last week. And you want to catch it in that breadbasket and make it soft. Don't let it hit those shoulder pads. Lucky to get that one back. So dodging a couple bullets. The punt return unit the last couple weeks. And there's a look at Michael Brewer, the sophomore from Lake Travis, just like Baker Mayfield. You watch that KU game, you watch throughout this season, Cliff Kingsbury never wastes an opportunity to coach up these quarterbacks.
Webb on the slant, his pass is complete. That'll be a 1st down reception for Marquez. His 2nd catch of the afternoon, a pickup of 12.
Give the freshman something to think about. Fake that run. Let him pop up and just throw the football. Bailing out of that pocket a couple times here early when there is no run fake. Marquez does the rest.
And this is Kenny Williams. Back down by the ankles as he gets to the 39-yard line. A pickup of 4. Deion Broomfield with the tackle. These are the possessions so far for Texas Tech. Had that 3 and out to begin the game. Then the touchdown, an impressive drive by Webb. And then going backwards last time they had the football. Quick snap, play fake. Webb has a man wide open. It's Grant. What a play. Able to hang on to the football. A huge gain for the Red Raiders. A pickup of 24.
Great job of hanging on as he takes the big pop. And I think offensively the Red Raiders have decided, hey, let's give Davis Webb something else to think about instead of just standing there in that pocket with the pressure coming around him.
Williams probing down to the 33.
So here's the play action pass. Just going to roll him a little bit, set up shot. And these receivers do the rest. Wow, Jakeem Grant showed you what he could do after he catches the ball with his legs. Great job to focus and hang on there. Kingsbury's been trying to get him the football more. It's just kind of tough when you got some guys that are making such big plays to get guys like Dylan Cantrell out there involved.
This time looking for Amaro. He's got his 2nd catch right at the 1st down marker. You know, that nice play by Jakeem Grant, that just might be the one on Fox Sports Live tonight on Fox Sports 1. Catch was nice, being able to hold on after getting drilled even better.
Job to make sure he secured that football, and a nice route run on that last one by Amaro. Had him paired up with a linebacker.
Dangerous play. Eric Ward not able to bring in that high pass. Catchable ball.
Wasn't ideal, but it appeared as if Ward should have made the catch.
But one thing in this offense that you absolutely have to do when you get these guys on the go, you got to keep them on the go. So had he caught that football, it would have been tough to get those wheels going again. Make sure you hit him in stride.
Designed quarterback run. This is not the specialty of Webb, but he's able to get to the 20-yard line and pick up a half dozen.
And that's exactly what you need. Now you've got a 3rd down and medium again, and you've got the upper hand. You know what's funny? Webb, you put him in a 40-yard dash, and he'd probably beat Baker Mayfield. But it's the quicks, it's the shiftiness and the burst where he's not quite as good.
3rd down play, pass is caught. Are you kidding me? Juggled by the defender and caught by Zidale Foster. That should have been intercepted. Charlie Rogers had his mitts on the football first, but it's a catch by Foster.
They finally bring some pressure, and it looked like it was good coverage. You're absolutely right. We've seen him run the football, and here he outfights it for it.
Now Williams stretching at the goal line, down at the 1. Red Raiders trying to build on this momentum inside the 5. There is a flag down in the end zone. Flag came in late. Here's Rick Lumay.
After the play was over, we have an unsportsmanlike foul, number 18 of the offense. The penalty will be 15 yards, 2nd down.
That is a big mistake for the senior captain, Eric Ward.
You know, you see that, Cliff Kingsbury, if a coach is ever going to be upset, it's that momentum killer right there he's going to get upset about. Continues to coach. That's one thing he said about Kevin Sumlin. Never changes that demeanor, continues to coach. Never saw him yell at an assistant coach one time.
Trying to get to the edge. Washington inside the 5. Now they're backed up 15 yards. They get 12 of it back. 3rd and goal from the 3 now.
This 1-2 punch has been fun to watch here in the backfield for the Red Raiders the last couple weeks now. Kenny Williams, we've seen him put his foot in the ground and go north and south. And Washington getting just about all of it back.
Williams and Washington in the backfield next to Webb. He wants to throw into the end zone. Caught! Eric Ward makes up for his mistake. 6 for the Red Raiders.
They bring the blitz. Iowa State standing in there strong and firing it right on the money, back of the end zone to Ward. It's a quick offense, quick game. So you don't blitz them a lot because it's all for naught. Here they had the right play drawn up to blitz on a longer developing play, but the offensive line and the backs do a great job of picking it up.
You know, they're going to take a longer look at that play and make sure we did actually see what we thought we saw. Replay official Ed Netting. At first glance, sure looked like everything was in order for Eric Ward. If it holds up, it's his 26th touchdown as a collegiate.
It certainly looked good the first 2 times through. And now let's watch now the handle on it. Oh, that's a touchdown. The ball is secure, and it's never in question. Looks like he even had 2 feet down.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Eric Ward, 4th all-time in career touchdown catches here at Texas Tech. And how about a vastly improved Davis Webb on that drive? He went 9 for 11, and one of the incompletions was actually a drop by Eric Ward. Those are the last 2 touchdown drives combined for Davis Webb. When he's going good, he's really going good. And before the kick by Buston, flags on the field again.
There is no play prior to the snap. False start. Number 72 of the kicking team. The try will be replayed after the 5-yard penalty.
Now, is that a West Texas accent?
By way of Brooklyn.
You know what? We can all enjoy the brisket, though, right?
Oh, my goodness, and we have. Don't tell my cardiologist. All right, and Bustin has never missed an extra point. On the hold by Ryan Ertzklaven. So Tech ahead once again.
Well, going back to the key play of that drive. Again, another blitz play. And gosh, slowing it down and looking at it, Charlie Rogers should have had the interception. Just wanting it a little bit more was Foster. And then it's good to see Eric Ward, the senior captain, catch this football. He cost him dearly, or what appeared to be, with the 15 yards after they're knocking on the door. And here it is up front. Great job by the line, by those backs in there as well, picking up the blitz. And the freshman, the other freshman, has his guns up as he runs in to slap hands with his teammates.
And last time Texas Tech scoring a touchdown, Iowa State answering moments later with a kickoff return touchdown by that man, Jarvis West. He's back deep right now to receive this kickoff at the goal line. Taylor Semek, little pooch. They want no part of Jarvis West. And the return is going to be out to the 26-yard line. That is where Sam Richardson and the Cyclones will start their offensive series. Yeah, this week we asked our Facebook fans if Jadeveon Clowney deserves the criticism he's been getting for sitting out a week ago. 71% of the fans around the country saying yes, he deserves it. Only 29% saying no. To participate in the poll, go to facebook.com/Fox Sports and check out the Fox College Saturday Question of the Week. Your thoughts, James Bates?
Color me red. All of it and then some. I'd actually sit him for a half, even if he's healthy. That's really tough to deal with. And I, of course, played for Steve Spurrier, who has been dealing with that. We'll win without you. Something he used to say all the time.
Let's head back to the studio in Los Angeles and Patrick O'Neill for this Lowe's Never Stop Improving game break.
Eric, thanks a lot. Let's go to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas for the Red River rivalry. Texas-Oklahoma Sooner quarterback Blake Bell is picked off by 300-pound Chris Whaley. Bell dozed over. Piece of his own medicine. Texas leading Oklahoma in the first 10-3. Eric.
Thank you, Patrick. Now back here in Lubbock, carried by Aaron Wimberly. He is going to get across the 30-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Texas Tech trying to get their defense in gear, trying to protect this 7-point lead. Under a half minute to play here in our first quarter. Sam Richardson still has not completed a pass.
Well, they need to move the chains right here. This is a big 3rd down. It's a tough one with 7 yards to go.
Richardson, pass knocked away. Good defense played by Bruce Jones. Knocked it away from Bundridge.
Well, Bruce got his wish. They call him a scrappy do. Coach Wally, the defensive coordinator, he's only 5'7", 175 pounds, was wrapped on him pretty tight. You got to be careful with that backhand, but that's textbook. As a defensive back, that's how you're taught. Make sure you secure that tackle, which, by the way, had Bundridge made the catch, he wasn't even close to the stick, so it would have been a stop, but an outstanding job by the senior corner.
Vanderkamp, another left-footed kick, and this one angling out of bounds. And that's the final play of our first quarter here in Lubbock, Texas. Big difference in this game has been the passing yards. Texas Tech, they've got 119 of them. Iowa State, zip. Welcome back, everyone. Getting ready to start our second quarter. 14-7, Texas Tech on top of Iowa State with my partner, James Bates. I am Eric Collins, and let's talk about Iowa State right now. They're very fortunate to have a kickoff return for a touchdown.
because besides that, next to no offense.
Well, 11 yards total offense, and we know this Texas Tech defense has been much improved, especially against the run. They're getting it done against the pass today, too. And Davis Webb, he had a little bit of a hiccup first series and in between there, but gave him a couple more opportunities, and boy, is he clicking now. 10 of 14, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and here he goes again.
And now he wants to throw on first down. It's a bullet. It is caught. Was he inbounds? Yes, he was. Catch made by Eric Ward. And it's a gain out close to the 45-yard line, a pickup of 22.
Eric, how about that throw on the money to Ward by the true freshman? Well, they really haven't skipped a beat when you look at it, losing Baker Mayfield today.
This time design rollout. Webb throws that out of bounds, looking for Jace Amaro. How much does the offense change for Texas Tech when you've got Davis Webb in the game as opposed to Baker Mayfield?
Well, you talk to these coaches, and Brewer, Mayfield, Webb, as we go back and take a look at Ward doing a great job of getting those toes in and making the catch. And they really don't feel, they feel like the offense is clicking, the line and the receivers are going full speed. It hasn't mattered.
DeAndre Washington out of the backfield, finally brought down rudely by Jeremiah George, but it's a pickup of 13.
And oh yeah, the backs can catch it out of the backfield too. When this air raid began back at Kentucky with Hal Mummy, it was a guy named Anthony White that caught 75 balls from Tim Couch one year in the SEC. The air raid took the Wildcats, Eric, from worst to first offensively, and ever since then that tree has just continued to blossom. Of course, Cliff Kingsbury, he and his dad down in New Braunfels went and visited Kentucky, and that's the offense they ran in high school.
Second down and 5. What a catch! Jakeem Grant down to the 22. Just stuck out the left hand and ropes it in.
We'll throw in the bullet through there, and Jakeem Grant even more impressive. Just to slow down that football and then concentrate enough to haul it in for a big gainer. Wow.
Sophomore from Mesquite, Texas, has been a whirlwind so far in our first half. That's his 3rd big play. Through the line, Washington still on his feet, spun down at the 17. Rodney Coe on the tackle, but a pickup of 5.
Defensively, it's tough. When you've got pass, pass, pass at you, then finally you get a chance to go tee it up and hit somebody. These backs, you still got to go back to the fundamentals of football. 2 guys overrunning right there, giving them a few extra yards, and 2nd down and 5.
Play action. Amaro can't make the play. Couldn't help his quarterback out. The throw wasn't perfect, but Amaro normally makes that play.
And if he does make that play, there were a couple Cyclone bodies down on the turf. That may be his 2nd touchdown of the year. It is interesting, leads this team in receiving by far, but only 1 touchdown catch from that Y position. He's up top right now on the inside.
Well, with that body, you'd think he'd be a mismatch in the red zone. 6'5", 260. They look his way, and the pass is too high.
Boy, they're not the only one looking his way. 3 Cyclones right there in the vicinity. Here he is from that Y spot, just going to run a little post. 1, 2, and 3, a safety coming over the top to help. 3rd downs, that's one thing Wally Burnham said. We're going to know where 22 is, and 3rd downs and in the red zone as well.
As good as Ryan Buston has been so far this year, he's been on the field a little bit too much for Cliff Kingsbury's liking. He made 4 field goals in each of the last 2 games. Red zone issues once again for the Red Raiders. And this kick was no good from the start. From 34 yards out, Buston misses it. Really wasn't even close. So the Cyclones catch a break. Texas Tech, they march right down the field but get nothing out of it. Cyclones on offense when we come back. It's been a tough road for Paul Rhodes. Take a look at our Chevy stack comparison. Iowa State with 1 first down. They've ran just 12 plays. Compare that to the 12 first downs for Texas Tech. Cyclones will get a chance again on offense. This is their 4th possession. They've gone 3 and out each of the last 2 times they've had the ball. Richardson out of the pistol, hands it off to Wimberly. It's go back down in the field. Brady, what's happening here to these Cyclones of Iowa State?
Well, Texas Tech's doing an excellent job defensively of disguising their coverages, disguising their blitzes, and really keeping Sam Richardson in that Iowa State offense off balance and guessing as to what Texas Tech's defense is doing.
And Richardson is befuddled right now. Hasn't completed a pass.
Whoa.
Again, nothing doing. Middle of that line, Kerry Hyder, one of the senior captains. He just stones Wimberly after a gain of 1.
He's so much fun to watch, Eric. He gets it. He understands football. Fundamentally sound. He's powerful. He's quick. Knows how to extend those hands, get rid of those blockers, and paying the price. Iowa State time after time now. Got to give Richardson a little bit of time here. Making some noise as he tries to check on.
Pressure off the edge. Richardson gets out of it. Can't beat the man at the corner, and he goes down after a gain of 2. Saving the first down, Austin Stewart, a nice open field tackle. And that's going to be yet another 3 and out.
Great job, Austin Stewart. A lot of these backups at linebacker are special, too. I'm not taking anything away from this Red Raider defense, but Sam Richardson, you could tell on that cut right there, his ankle is bothering him a little bit. We saw in the Texas game and the Tulsa game, he looked fresher, and he really is dangerous with his legs, but that hasn't been the case today.
Carlos Thompson. He replaces Sadale Foster as the punt returner.
This might have been hit by Tech.
Touched by a Red Raider.
They're going to need to look at it here, Eric. I think it hit a black helmet.
Iowa State says it's going to be Cyclone football. Still no official ruling.
The ruling on the field is that the ball struck a member of the receiving team and then was recovered by the kicking team. First down for Iowa State.
Oh.
Cyclones catching a break with their offense stalling. They're going to get great field position on a mistake made by the Texas Tech special teams.
When you just get a huge play, here's Paul Rhodes. He's going to be on him all season long. You can't see it from that angle.
Touching by the receiving team is under further review.
And of course they'll look at it as they do every play. This is such a big one here. They'll spend a little bit more time right there.
It's number 15, Keenan Ward. Did it hit the helmet? Did it hit a foot?
Here it's going to come. He's going to be blocked over in this area now that time. So we've had 3 looks at it. Remember now, on the field, it is Iowa State football. And gosh, we go back to, hate to bring it back up, Cyclone fans, but this may work out for you in a good way, is there has to be video evidence to overturn it. And that was the case with the Jonathan Gray fumble down at the goal line last week. Mike Pereira, our Fox College football rules expert, he said, you know, after reviewing, it was a proper procedure taken up in the replay booth because there was not video evidence. Even though everybody in the world, if they had to put money on it, would say that ball came out, video evidence didn't show it, as much as it hurts for Iowa State. And seems to be the case here. I'm sure we'll take
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
I'll confirm the key word. That means that there was video evidence to support the call on the field. Yeah. So Iowa State, they're going to have the ball point blank range. It's going to be spotted at the 33-yard line. That's the second consecutive mistake by the punt return unit for Texas Tech. Remember, Sadale Foster muffed a punt earlier in the game.
Well, and not to mention the 95-yard kickoff return for a touchdown they gave up. If you've got something a little trickery right now, you got to bring it out in a sudden change, see if you can get this defense on their heels.
Inside handoff, Wimberly. He's down to the 20-yard line. Got a full head of steam. That's his best run of the day. A pickup of 13.
Or just hand it to big number 2 behind that left side of the offensive line. An offensive line, remember, that is led by Tom Farniok. I'm sure they're glad to have the center back again. He's been injured and missed a lot of time.
Farniok, number 74. We expected him to go in and out of the game. but he's played the entire first half so far for the Cyclones. Quick pitch and catch. That's the first catch made by a Cyclone receiver. It's Bundridge down to the 16-yard line.
Now watch 32, the lead blocker. That's Jeff Woody, a short yardage guy, and a guy there in close quarters knows how to get those defenders down. He did a good job of springing his back. Wow.
Oof. I don't know if that was a broken play or if Richardson just decided not to hand off to the first man through. Either way, he pays the price. Malachi Crunch performed by Kerry Hyder and Brandon Jackson.
Wow, they folded him up there like a ham sandwich. Hyder is a mean hombre. Kind of like Senor Sack, huh? Big Gabe Rivera. See if they heat it up again. Go way back. Gosh, Iowa State has to have something good come here. They absolutely need a first down.
Here comes the blitz, picked up. Throw is low and it skips. Oh, they're going to call it a catch on the field. I thought that ball skipped, but they're going to give the catch to Jarvis West.
Star of the show for the Cyclones has been #1, and tip the cap to Sam Richardson. Boy, did he ever take another shot as he got rid of that football. They want to get over it quick.
Of a completed catch is under further review.
They were trying to snap that faster than Texas Tech right there, making sure you couldn't review it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, at first blush, I thought that ball skipped into the arms of Jarvis West. Replay, Booth's going to take a longer look. It was a 3rd down and 9. If the play stands, it's going to be 1st and goal, ball at the 4. You know what?
That's a good call, and it's a good tuck. I don't know that it ever touches the ground. Jarvis does a great job, not only of going down to get it, but getting it up into the frame of his body immediately. And it wasn't bad coverage there by Jacobson, right in his hip pocket.
Wow, that's the definitive angle right there. Just a great shot. What a catch by Jarvis West. What a first half for Jarvis West. I guess my only quibble with that play was maybe the spotting of the ball. Looked like he caught it on the 5.
After
Got it
review,
marked.
the ruling on the field is confirmed. First down.
Okay, they're going to give him the ball 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Maybe a generous spot. Iowa State's going to take anything they can get right now.
There's one more look at it. And again, Richardson, as he threw that football, he was popped high and low. That's back-to-back plays where he's taking big licks. So with that timeout to review it, good for him to just catch his breath.
Wimberly behind Richardson. Option football. Wimberly. Touchdown, Iowa State. Beautifully run option football, and it's going to be a touchdown for Wimberly, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
You know, it's funny, Charlie Weiss in Kansas last week, they brought in a wrinkle and really committed to running some option. That's 2 times today the Cyclones have run the option, and there's been no answer for it. So you got to keep coming back to that until they stop it. And what a great big 1st down conversion, the catch by West, and then to finish it off with the touchdown. Because even though now it's tied, it was getting ugly in a hurry the way this Tech defense was playing.
Well, Iowa State, they needed it. They're being outgained 220 to 48 in total yards so far in this game. But because of this touchdown by Wimberly, this game is knotted at 14.
One.
14-14 tie, Iowa State and Texas Tech. Tonight it's game 1 of the American League Championship Series. This is the Detroit Tigers heading to Fenway Park to take on the Red Sox. Legends are born in October, and our coverage of baseball's postseason begins tonight at 7:30 Eastern, game 1 of the ALCS, only on Fox. After the timeout, Jay Solo inside the 10. Perfect strike by Davis Webb to his junior tight end.
There he is, lined up from that tight end spot, his hand there on the field, and doing a great job, a little stutter step to get some space on George in that seam. George got to put his head down and go. As a linebacker in that situation, you've got to get in that window. It's too easy of a completion for a quarterback. You can't peek, especially when you, again, there's that mismatch we talked about. You talked about him being too big, Jay Samaro, for the corners, for the safeties even. For a linebacker, it's almost not fair to try to man him up and put him on him one-on-one.
Zadale Foster in the backfield next to Webb. Underneath, pass knocked away. There's some good defense played by Jeremiah George on Amaro.
Absolutely. One for you, one for me, says the captain. Well, Jeremiah George, it was a slow start to this senior season. You know, and last year he had two greats there playing next to him. You know, he's got a brother of the great, Luke Knott, next to him, Jake Knott and A.J. Klein helping him out. He's starting to pick it up a little bit now, though.
Keep your eye out for number 22 in that slot right side of the formation, Jay Samaro. Jordan Davis has also checked in for the first time, number 85 for the Red Raiders. They try to get it to the big man. Amaro makes the catch, but he's short of the goal line. Amaro's got the football, and, well, it's going to be another chance for Texas Tech on 4th and goal.
And there's that big body again. Jaquez Washington, he's all over. But Jay Samaro is 260 pounds and 6'5", the former basketball player at MacArthur High School in San Antonio, just boxing out there.
You agree with the decision to go for it?
Heck yeah. Get him fired up here in Jones AT&T Stadium.
Williams, he's in. Touchdown, Texas Tech. Junior captain Kenny Williams, his 4th rushing touchdown of the year, caps an 86-yard drive.
Low man wins. Bunch of low hats wearing the Red Raider all black. Bunch of big ninjas going down low and winning the battle up front. And Eric, you've got Cliff Kingsbury calling the plays. He has a lot of confidence just whipping it around the field. The confidence, it doesn't stop when you get down to 4th and 1, and it's also an Iowa State team that has had trouble moving the football, and you know it.
Nice performance on that drive by Kenny Williams and also by Jace Amaro. Amaro waking up. He was busy working that middle part of the field and getting the team right down to the goal line with a nice catch on 3rd down.
Well, there was the one, and here he is again lined up. You can tell from that stance there's no way he's looking to block anybody. Very light on that hand. Here's Amaro at the tight end spot. Had the one that was broken up by George, and then there's the big body. I mean, it doesn't get any better. Washington covering him right there. You know, and what really gets dangerous is when you've got a guy like Amaro that can block, and you've got a 3rd down and 3, and you can, our chess pieces are better than your chess pieces, and that chess game comes into play. They try to match you with a nickel. Now you pound it. They try to match you with the linebacker now because the 3rd and 3 last time was successful. And then you spread them out and run a route. That's where football gets fun and unfair almost for some of these coordinators.
West decides not to bring this one out. And it'll be a touchback, ball spotted at the 25. Well, Iowa State a moment ago, last time they had the football, they received a huge break. A muffed punt gave them point-blank field position, and they were able to score their first offensive touchdown. Cyclones' only other score coming on a kickoff return for a touchdown. Wimberly and Johnson in the backfield next to Richardson. This is Wimberly. Oh, no, it's the quarterback keeper. Didn't even see it out the back door. Richardson down to the 36. Great play fake. Fooled everyone in the building. Richardson, a huge gain of 38 yards.
The corner is going to come blitzing and miss. He's got to be the contain man. That's Bruce Jones. Bruce Jones was going to the spot he thought the quarterback was going to set up. Sam Richardson tucking it and making him pay. The perfect play call for that corner blitz.
This time the handoff is delivered. Wimberly barrels forward for a pair. Bruce Jones on the tackle.
As a blitzer, Eric, you've got to be able to come under control. Yeah, it's one thing to want to go and just get a big kill shot when a quarterback's not looking at you, but you've also got to be a football player, and that's what Bruce Jones is. You got to come under control, break down when you notice that something's up in the backfield. See that promo for K-State and Baylor? How about the Baylor Bears? Huh? Defense. They're playing some defense, too, kind of like the Red Raiders. A bunch of defense in the Big 12 this year.
Wimberly, another carry, his second consecutive. It's going to bring up 3rd down and short, a pickup of a half dozen. Wimberly, not a huge guy. He's listed at 5'9", 173 pounds, but they have no problems running in between the tackles. Runs angry.
Certainly does. Won a JUCO national title in 2012 at Iowa Western. And this offense punch out 2 big yards right here now with him.
Quarterback keeps it. It's close. It's going to depend on the spot. Initially, doesn't look like Richardson got a great spot, and this may be just a whisker short.
Sam a little bit slow to get to his feet there, and it will be 4th and very short. Defensively, Texas Tech, be careful. Don't give them a free one jumping off sides here.
Still out of the pistol on 4th and 1. What a slow developing play. On 4th down and short, you take about 2.5 seconds just to get the line of scrimmage.
And it shows you how much football has changed. You know, a lot of these teams that will actually go under center and take a snap, which you'd think would be the ideal thing to do when you're in a short yardage in a goal line type situation. But still, at least there, it's not the true shotgun. It's half of that with the pistol.
Dartwan Bush down on the field, right at the line of scrimmage. He was in that pileup, trying to keep the Cyclones away from the 1st down marker.
Eric Bush and Dartwan Bush and Jackson Richards, Demetrius Alston, all the 2nd string guys, and Bush one of them behind that defensive front. The starters have done a great job, just like the guys that start the game as well. It's a tough injury here for a senior.
Well, with Bush leaving the field, now the chain gang is going to come back out in the middle of the field and measure, and it is enough for a 1st down. So the gamble to go for it on 4th down works for Paul Rhodes and Iowa State.
Well, you're right. It did take a long time to develop. Of course, they're going to go right behind. And think of it, there you see, it's only fitting. Tom Farniok coming at the end of the play and driving his man back over Wimberly. And the big junior from Sioux Falls, his brother Derek is a sophomore playing right now offensive line for Oklahoma in Dallas in the Red River rivalry game.
Richardson pulls it back, wants to throw, has a man, it's caught. Bundridge inside the 10. Full house backfield, and Richardson with the play fake finds open Bundridge inside the 10.
You knew it was only a matter of time before the sophomore started getting his hands on the football. He's had a great year, broke out against Iowa. Fantastic job against Texas.
Power football again, ball down to the 5-yard line, make it the 3 with the extra effort. Pick up a 5.
Here's Bundridge up top again. Nice little route run, just going to break it off. And the corner route, Bruce Jones, just too much cushion and too much respect, and that's what you got to do when you got a deep threat like that. Went to Manatee High School, same high school as Tommy Frazier, national champion with the Cornhuskers back in the day.
Jeff Woody, short yardage specialist, number 32 in the backfield behind Richardson. And Woody looking for something. He's going to force his way in. Wow. What strength, just rolls over Tanef Jacobson, and it's a touchdown for the Cyclones.
And this is all 32, and there's a whole lot of them. 242 pounds. Right now, there's no stopping him, because when he came out of that first spin, he had his eyes on that black paint in the end zone there. And he was going to get that football across the goal line. A lot of want to there for the short yardage specialist, Jeff Woody.
That's not a fair fight. You got Woody listed at 242 pounds. The guy he rolled over, Tanner Jacobson, is a true freshman who weighs 175. Jacobson just hanging on for dear life. He gets taken into the end zone. They're taking a longer look at that. You wonder where that ball was. They're going to say it was indeed a touchdown. So netting a chance to tie this game up at 21. Hits the upright, and it still goes through.
I'm not convinced. The right cheek might have come down before that pigskin crossed the goal line, but they'll take it any way they can get it. And the Woodman getting it in the paint for the Cyclones. It's tied at 21.
Rob, thank you so much. Jeff Woody capping off another touchdown drive. First 4 drives, whole bunch of nothing for Iowa State. They've figured it out. It all turned after a muffed punt return by Texas Tech. Ever since then, Iowa State's been unstoppable offensively.
Well, Cyclones, since that fumbled punt, 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Kick into the end zone, it'll be returned. Jakeem Grant, big play guy for the Red Raiders. He's out across the 30 and brought down at the 32. 33-yard return for the sophomore. And good starting field position for Texas Tech. James, grade the performance so far of Davis Webb so far in his first career start.
I think you've got to be happy. Now he, remember, has played. He threw the game winner against TCU when you lost the starter Baker Mayfield with a thigh injury. It was a thigh injury against Texas State, and really, Davis Webb had 10 series that he ran compared to Baker Mayfield's 5. So he has a little bit of experience, but as a starter for the first time, as a true freshman, to come out and to play like he has so far today, well, I'd have to say that I'd give him an A, because it's just he really has settled down. First series was tough. Third series was tough. But he's done a great job of picking right back up, and he's stood in there strong a couple times, knowing that it could be a quick hook, knowing that Michael Brewer, the guy that was supposed to run this show this year in Cliff Kingsbury's first year, is waiting over there. But it's his job to lose here today anyway.
On first down, wide open receiver is Eric Ward. He makes the catch. With that catch for Eric Ward, he now has 204 in his college career. That ties him for 7th on the all-time list at Texas Tech with Danny Amendola. Danny Amendola now with the New England Patriots, catching balls from Tom Brady.
Well, where former Red Raider Wes Welker did a lot of damage in the NFL.
Welker's 2nd on the all-time list here at Texas Tech, 259 grabs.
Wes Welker, we saw that promo. Dustin Pedroia. It's great to see guys in professional sports that have no business being there, some people think, just tearing it up.
Nice laser beam, low and tight. Jay Samaro with the catch. Another first down throw, pickup of 12 yards.
Well, first throw of this drive was about as easy as it gets. Everybody cleared out, and you've got Ward just hooking up underneath. This one's tough over the middle, but threading the needle. Nice strong arm.
Another chance over the middle. Did Amaro hang on? He bobbled it for a while, and he makes the catch. Another good gain, this time 12 more yards. So the offense coming in chunks right now for Texas Tech as we close in on 2 minutes to play here in our first half. Again, easy pitch and catch. Brad Marquez down to the 24.
Well, we've seen Sam B offensively, and here's Sam E. Richardson, the cornerback for Iowa State. And yeah, it's a gain of 5 yards here, but he holds on. You see so many missed tackles. lost art in college football at times. His buddies
Inside
help
pitch.
out.
This is Grant. Spins around, heads backwards. Looking for the edge. Needs a block. Doesn't get it. Wow, that was the most exciting negative run we've seen in a while.
I'll say. Just a sophomore, and we've seen him do it. We saw the one-handed catch that was just unbelievable.
Of the first half called by Texas Tech. This timeout shall be for 30 seconds.
As he was in that back pedal, it was almost like the Matrix. Everything stopped and like, oh goodness, what happens when he pushes the forward button? Very exciting.
So we've got a timeout, 1:20 remaining in our first half. Take a look at the day of Davis Webb. This is a guy, true freshman, getting his first start. Hadn't played a bunch, but his first start, he's got a couple of touchdown passes, keeping Iowa State in it. Jarvis West, kickoff return for a touchdown. That was really needed because right then the offense wasn't going at all for Iowa State. It has since turned around. Cyclones getting touchdown runs by Wimberly, and just a moment ago, a rumble in by Jeff Woody. We're tied at 21. We're going in increments of 7. We're tied at 7, tied at 14, now tied at 21.
Well, and you've had a missed field goal already, so maybe even 4-down territory here. Go get 4 or 5 yards and make it a 4th down and very short and go for it. Plenty of time with 1:20. And it was an ugly kick try by Buston earlier.
3rd down play. Pass is caught. Marquez loses it. Is that a catch and a fumble, or is that just an incompletion? They say it's an incompletion. You know what? It's a catch and a fumble. So it's Iowa State football.
On the field is a catch, fumble with a recovery by the defense.
Willie Scott recovered the fumble. The ball was punched out by Sam E. Richardson.
Got a couple steps as he tries. It certainly looked like he had possession. Here we'll get another look at it. Maybe a better look. There's the catch. There's one.
The previous play of a fumble is under further review.
Absolutely. This play should stand here. It should be Iowa State football. Gosh, this is a tough one, too, for a guy that they really rely on. And Bradley Marquez. Cliff Kingsbury loves his baseball/football player, Bradley Marquez, and this is costly. They're going in to go up perhaps 7 points going into halftime. An Iowa State team that early on didn't look like they belonged on the same field as the 20th ranked Red Raiders. And now offensively they better be over there scheming something up, trying to get at least 3 points here before they go in. You imagine the momentum that Iowa State could cling to with a little bit of a lead at halftime over Cliff Kingsbury's bunch.
Ruling on the field, a catch and a fumble recovered by Iowa State. Texas Tech, a perfect 5-0, hadn't lost on the year. They're ranked 20th in the country, but in a dogfight right now with a desperate Iowa State team. Iowa State's record at 1-3, 0-1 in Big 12 play, losing a week ago against Texas at home by 1.
There's one more look.
After review, the play stands as called. 1st down for Iowa State.
So another first half break for the Cyclones. Texas Tech has lost 2 fumbles and missed a field goal in our first 29 minutes of play, and the Cyclones try to capitalize.
Now be careful, Sam Richardson. This is a salty defensive front by Texas Tech. Take care of that football. At the very least, go in tied at 21. Don't cough it up.
Conservative play call. Wimberly speeds out across the 25.
Boy, Tom Farniok just took his Red Raider defender back about 10 yards and laid him flat on the back. That's a great offensive lineman that's been frustrated to not be out there helping his guys out. He's right back over the football and ready to snap it now.
50 seconds remain first half. Both sides with a couple of timeouts. Cyclones in no real hurry. Again, conservative play call, keeping it on the ground. That'll be a first down after a momentary stoppage of the clock. It'll restart again. Pickup of 11 for Wimberley.
Now you're in a situation, though. Put it up top there. See if you can get a penalty to help you out. Just be careful with it, Sam Richardson. But give it a shot.
Iowa State's going to have the ball first when we get to the second half, and it looks as if Paul Rhoads is content just to go to the locker room tied at 21, knowing his team will get the ball first after the break. Don't forget, folks, coming up on the Pizza Hut halftime with Rob Stone, Petros Papadakis, and Joel Klatt. A lot to get to.
This is Texas Tech University.
Fox Sports is proud to team with Feeding America, a nationwide network of food banks that help feed more than 37 million people in America each year through pantries, soup kitchens, and shelters. Visit feedingamerica.org/Fox Sports to learn how you can fight hunger in your community. James Bates and Brady Popinga. I'm Eric Collins. Brady, I'd imagine this is an important series for Iowa State. They've got nice field position.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially with the struggles they've had as of late. I mean, I know they got it going a little late in the second half on offense, but they've had a hard time throughout the game moving the ball in Texas Tech's team.
After a nice punt return by Jarvis West, Aaron Wimberley, a gain of 3. 10:45 remaining and counting here in the third quarter. With James Bates, Brady Popinga, I'm Eric Collins here at Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock. Iowa State looking for a signature win on the road, which are becoming customary. Paul Rhoads and his Cyclones each of the last 3 years beating a ranked team on the road. Richardson looks the way of Bundridge. Back shoulder throw. And it was a little bit late. Bundridge can't make the play.
And that's such a timing route, that back shoulder throw. We actually talked about it yesterday amongst us, because that receiver literally has to stop on the exact same moment when the ball's coming out of the quarterback's hand. It's a play that has to be developed over time between the quarterback and the receiver.
Brady, Will Smith almost got underneath that ball and picked it off. I don't know if you or I could have made that pass drop. Almost a big pick, and now they need a big third down conversion here on 3rd down and 7. We saw it late in this first half.
Richardson under pressure, looks down right sideline. It's incomplete. Looking for Bundridge.
Bruce Jones did a nice job there using the 12th man, guys. And the 12th man right there was the sidelines, pushing Bundridge out of bounds.
Oh, my goodness. He had maybe a toe on the sideline.
They've got to look at it. They've got to go back and look at it. There was a great shot coming right into your living room there. And Bundridge made so many big plays starting in that Iowa game. And they will take a look here.
The only thing that seemed odd about that play is Bundridge really didn't fight for his own cause. Obviously, he didn't know where his feet was.
Watch Bruce Jones. He could have helped his cause. Great job, hip pocket. Now snap that head around the other way and wall him off with the body. That little bit of separation as we watch that toe. We can't quite see if there's any green in between the toe. There and there, this may be a better look at it. Remember, incomplete guys on the field. See the very end of it there. It looked like either it's a shadow or there is a.
You know, it's one of those things that they had called completion on the field. I don't think they'd have enough video evidence to overturn it. They did call incompletion on the field, and I think they're not going to have enough evidence to overturn it.
I'd have to agree with you there, Eric. I don't think there's enough video evidence to overturn that. But still, Bundridge, man, body control there to go up and get that ball.
There's one last look and one different angle now. Watch that left.
Oh, jeez.
Now there it does look out. Yeah, that's tough. I'm with you guys. I don't see how you can turn it back over. Just a sophomore, Quentin Bundridge. Man, has he been special. You know what's interesting? Courtney Messingham, talking with him this week, his offensive coordinator, he challenged him. He said, if they're going to press you, you are the man. You are the guy, and it's up to you. You know, these are guys,
After
young guys.
review, the ruling on the field stands. That's called 4th down.
And that's a shame, the effort that was there by Bundridge. In high school, even at big programs like he played back at Manatee, you know, things come easily. You can coast and you can do really well, put up some big-time numbers. In college, you got to fight, you got to scrap for everything you get, especially against guys like Bruce Jones. There we saw decent coverage, and he had to fight to go up and almost bring down a big catch.
This would tie the longest. Oh, they're going to fake it. Netton wants to throw. Nobody open. Paul Rhodes wants a flag, or geez, wants a better result. Nothing. Really? Working on that play for Iowa State. That was failed from the get-go.
He wanted a hole on his tight end that released. Now, the pass wasn't anywhere near him. There it is down the field. Will Smith with the good coverage on Ernst Brunn. But the ball wasn't anywhere near. Nobody was looking at that. It falls to the turf, all for naught. It's tied at 21. Tech with the ball back.
Well, hats off to Paul Rhodes for taking a chance, but it didn't really work out. Fake field goal. Pass goes incomplete. So taking over on downs, Texas Tech. First down run, Sadale Foster finds the edge. He's got the first down. Still on his feet. Foster out to the 45. Little guy, 5'7", 185-pounder. Scampers for 22.
Man, I sure like that play call, relying on the running game. And that's what Cliff Kingsbury did in the first half when he got Webb going. He was running the football, helping his young quarterback out.
And guys, he was stopped for a loss in the backfield and continued to churn, and that's the play that's got to be made. We just talked about Bundridge on the offensive side.
Illegal substitution with 12 men on the field. Defense, 5-yard penalty, and it is still first down.
Being challenged by his offensive coordinator, Courtney Messingham. Who's going to make the big play? Well, who is going to make the big play on defense as well? You've got to be that guy. You drop him for, now you've got a 2nd down and 12 instead of what turns out to be a 1st and 5 after the penalty.
Quick pitch and catch. That should be enough for a first down. Brady, I'm curious. You're down in the field. You've got a better sense for the emotions on the sideline. Are you surprised that Iowa State tried for that fake field goal?
I am a little surprised. I think it was a little bit too risky at this time. But, guys, I'll tell you what. One thing that I've noticed about Texas Tech sideline is they are poised. Oh, my goodness, look at this play here by 34.
Kenny Williams with a flourish at the end. 17 more yards for the Red Raiders.
Boy, Tech got away with the big hold there down at the 2nd level to help spring them for even more. No flags, and the Red Raiders are rolling after the big stop.
Back to the skies. Webb. This is Williams out of the backfield now, close to the first down marker. Let's take you back to that play a moment ago. Oh!
Up and over for big Kenny Williams.
On 2nd and 1, no go there. Sadale Foster is wrapped up. Luke Knott combining with Corey Morrissey on the tackle.
No gain on the ball. It brings a 3rd down and 1. The ball on the 19-yard line.
Woo.
Big 3rd down here. Iowa State dreaming of a stop. Power football. Low man usually wins. This time it didn't. Jaquez Washington filled that hole beautifully. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
Eric, you're right. The low man didn't win because the low man was at Texas Tech offensive line, but choosing to take it outside was Washington, and a great job by the guys on the edge of that Iowa State defense to stone them.
And, guys, Iowa State was really running a lot of soft coverages there in the first series in the second half, and this is the response for Texas Tech, is just to run at those soft coverages, what I think has obviously led to a lot of their success on this drive.
A couple links, and let's watch here. Let's watch, guys. Watch these black hats that are going to get low and drive. And in here, there's enough. Go ahead and play it. There's enough push early, but choosing to bounce it outside. Sorry, I called him Washington. It was Williams, and it certainly makes it fun for all of us. A big 4th down and 1. Again, remember, Tech scored on a 4th and goal rather, back in the first half. Iowa State's got to get low. You also have to be very careful of a big, hard play-action pass with everybody selling out to stop the running back, Williams.
Under center, handoff, Williams. Looks like he's got it. Not in Washington, the tackle, but not before Williams using that 225-pound frame to get another first down for Texas Tech.
Watch on the edge, Jaquez Washington. You got to just light it up. You see what they're trying to do. You got to come full speed and just heat it up.
Design quarterback run. This is not Webb's game. Maybe Baker Mayfield, but he's not going to play today. Sam E. Richardson forces Webb out of bounds.
Gain 2 yards on the play, brings up 2nd down and 8. The ball on the 15-yard line.
Second half possession for Texas Tech, knocking on the door. Plenty of time. Webb hits the crossing receiver, Marquez. He's down inside the 10.
Boy, they were focused on Amaro, wanting to go that way first, and all the time Webb needed to find a secondary receiver coming on the crosser underneath. This time Marquez hangs on, and it's a 1st down and goal. Iowa State again does a good job of D'ing up the big tight end.
Illegal substitution there.
Illegal substitution on the offense. 12-men in formation. 5-yard penalty. Still 1st down.
Well, you get those every once in a while when you're dealing with a young football team, and that's what Cliff Kingsbury has. So instead of 1st and goal at the 7, it's 1st and goal from the 12. How big of a difference is that, James?
Well, for the way that this Red Raider offense has started to click, you know, obviously it hurts to go backwards, but it gives you a little bit more space to run some of those things where they've tightened up and had some trouble in the red zone. It's a big 1st down, though, to get some of it back and get closer to the goal line.
Ball is tipped. He was looking for Amaro, and it was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Shane Burnham, defensive line coach. We've seen what his special teams can do. Watch this defensive line. They're taught. This is actually Jeremiah George, not a defensive lineman, that comes in there, times it up, and knocks it down. Big stop on 1st. Can they do it back-to-back plays with some consistency now?
Amaro, Foster, and Marquez, bottom of your screen. 5-receiver formation. Heading into the corner. Little line is caught. It's a touchdown, Marquez! Looked like a center fielder with an over-the-shoulder catch. He is a minor league baseball player. He knows how to do it.
Yeah, right at the warning track, huh, Eric? And it was good coverage by Sam E. Richardson. Trust yourself. Feel that body and be careful peeking. The receiver is going to tell you when the ball is there. We've seen Davis Webb throw the football on a frozen rope. Has a strong arm. There he shows off the touch on the corner route, and that was pretty.
Buston has never missed an extra point in his career, and the lead back to Texas Tech, 28-21. Marquez runs the fade. His true freshman quarterback, Davis Webb, hits him beautifully. Iowa State back on offense in a moment. Moments ago, Bradley Marquez, a touchdown catch, corner of the end zone. It was a thing of beauty.
Well, it certainly was, and we knew that. Watch 22 here. That's Amaro in that wide spot. Stop it right there. They've got him bracketed fine, which you have to do. Now, decent position by Sam Richardson. He's right there in his hip pocket. Go ahead and play it. You can't lose that space, and a good job, Eric, by Marquez to run that little fade route and give yourself some room to run it into the corner. A lot of young guys won't give themselves enough space, and it really hampers the quarterback. Two guys on the same page. Is that Marquez or Jaquez? Looks like Kwesi Green. Kwesi Green, Ike Hilliard, Reed L. Anthony, Danny Warfel used to throw that fade to them to perfection. That's just a nice touch. And again, I go back to, you know, Sam Richardson is just a sophomore, and he's a decent corner. But you've got to just stay there stride for stride. And when you get any space at all with these big receivers, we saw it for Iowa State, and Quentin Bundridge had almost a big catch last time around. You've got to trust that technique.
Ball 1st and 10 in the 25. Sam B. Richardson with the throw. Catch is made. E.J. Bibbs. Let's head back to Los Angeles for another game break.
Okay, Eric, thanks a lot. To the Cotton Bowl, Texas, Oklahoma Sooners in trouble off the punt return. Longhorns to Jay Johnson, 85 yards to the house, 29-13 in the third quarter. Perhaps a win would save Mac Brown's job. This week anyway, Eric.
Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, Mac Brown needing it way more than Bob Stoops needs it today.
Boy, but gosh, that's a shocker. It's you know, this is a Texas team that coulda, shoulda lost to Iowa State last week, and they looked really bad a couple weeks ago. The BYU stretch, Ole Miss, the 2 losses. Play some better football.
On 1st down and 10, Richardson just getting the ball away. They're going to call it a fumble. Oh, the ball's loose. It's picked up, heading the other way. Touchdown, Texas Tech. Sam McGuavin with the score. Oh, look at confusion for Iowa State. We're going to take another look at this. It's a touchdown if it stands. The lead is 13, possibly 14. But just a kooky play.
From start to finish, and we still haven't heard a whistle. And so, anxious to see what they were trying to set up here.
The ruling on the field is that the previous play was an incomplete pass.
Okay. And that's the correct call.
It looked like Richardson was trying to backhand it away from the defender, just trying to get the ball out of his hands, which is a forward pass.
Well, and if you think about it, had that been a shovel pass, don't see a back anywhere near. I don't know that there's a back anywhere near there. So, and he's not outside the tackle box. So, if
but
anything,
at worst, it's just intentional grounding.
The closest guy is Bibbs, but he's down the field, boy. Got to come out here and get ready to go now. Still a lot of confusion on the football field, and Richardson and company, they've got the ball back on a 2nd down and 10, and finally he's got it strapped on and ready to go.
The ruling on the field is that it was not intentional grounding. It was an incomplete pass. It shall be 2nd down.
You know, it's not very popular around here, but I think this is a nice job by the crew just to let people know what actually just happened a moment ago. Referee Rick Lumet making sure that everyone's in agreement. Red Raider fans don't like it, but it's 2nd down and 10. Richardson, a second chance, makes the most of it. Bundridge just got the ball, and Bundridge across midfield, still on his feet, to the 46. Bundridge a little more strength than I thought he had.
And want to. This is exactly what I love about Bundridge. He catches the football. They're soft on him. You see too many guys dancing. If it's man coverage, then you can dance a little bit, make a guy miss. In zone, you got a couple guys, tuck it and go 5 more yards.
Dangerous pass behind the intended receiver, Albert Gary. Tanner Jacobson is actually the closest man to the football.
Matt Wallerstedt's high on Jacobson. He's had to fill in with some injured safeties back there. Just a smart football player. Can play the free or strong spot back there, has helped this football team with some injuries that they've had to deal with.
Justin Coleman, number 80, is checked into the game. One of the extra receivers right side for Sam Richardson.
Showing blitz off the edge up top.
Here it comes. Richardson able to get it out, but it's an incompletion. Kerry Hyder, first man to hit the quarterback.
Paying the price, low and high. Sam Richardson is one tough quarterback. Watch him take this pop. Boom, he's going to get slammed down by Hyder. And we've seen it time after time after time throughout this game. Now a big 3rd down and 10 to try to answer and keep this drive alive.
Incomplete. Jacobson on the defense. Would have been a lot short of the first down, even if he had made the play.
Offensive coordinator Sonny Cumbie out there helping out with the special teams, letting them know it's a safe defense, meaning get those regular guys out there just in case this is a good spot for a fake for Iowa State.
Carlos Thompson lets it bounce at the 12. It'll be down at the 5.
Carlos got to catch that.
Backup wide receiver Justin Coleman. The nice special teams play. Punt of 41 yards, no return. Texas Tech, they had a touchdown last time they had the football. They're on offense when we come back. A wonderful sight right there. Jakeem Grant was looked at intently by the training staff of Texas Tech. And now he's walking off the field in zone power.
Well, and here's the end of the play. It does a good job of walling off the defender using his body. He just lands funny as he tries to haul that ball in. Actually lands on the side of his helmet.
All right, 2nd down at 10. Inside handoff. Washington still on his feet, struggles forward. Looks like he has enough for a first down. DeAndre Washington tackled eventually by Jaquez Washington.
Marquez makes it happen. Bradley Marquez has had his way on the outside with Sam Richardson. Here he does blocking.
Another carry for Washington and another first down gain. Red Raiders seem like they want to get another playoff before this 3rd quarter ends. Quickly to the line of scrimmage. This thing is just fast, fast, and faster. Washington is 3rd straight carry. And this one doesn't go for much. 3, maybe 4 yards. Willie Scott on the tackle, and that's going to do it for 3 quarters of play. Well, we got the 4th quarter coming up next. Texas Tech trying to stay perfect, trying to get to 6-0. They're in a fight right now. Red Raiders only on top of the Cyclones by 7. Points so far as we've made it into the 4th quarter. 13:37 remaining. Texas Tech trying to remain unbeaten on top of Iowa State 28-21. We've had 9 punts this half. Underneath pass out of the backfield, Kenny Williams jukes and jives across the 45 out to the 46-yard line before he's tackled by Luke Knott, a pickup of 14.
And with that, they go over 500 yards total offense. We see the score, of course, 7 points separating. It's only 200 yards of total offense for Iowa State right now.
James, that's now 52 passes thrown by Davis Webb, and making his first start as a true freshman. Obviously, that's the style of offense here at Texas Tech, but are you okay with that number?
Not holding anything back. They've had success running the football as well to help set up some of this.
Wow, what a strike! Ganaro's got it! Down to the 10-yard line! What a bullet! Best throw of the day for the young quarterback, Davis Webb.
Was that number 53?
Number 53 to number 22. Pickup of 39 yards.
The magic number, and Texas Tech fans happy to see that big guy out there. Looked like he was hurt bad earlier.
Williams caught from behind.
It's one thing to have a big body that can just hook up. Here he is in the slot, the Y spot in this offense. And it's another when you've got a defensive back on him. Again, they're trailing. Not terrible coverage, still just trying to recover, but it's such a big target. It's such a big body over the middle, and now 403 yards for his quarterback as Amaro gets a break.
Not moving, closing in on 12 minutes to play. Touchdown, Texas Tech. Washington runs it in. That was easy. .12-yard touchdown, DeAndre Washington, the sophomore from Missouri City, Texas. Chance to go up by 14 now with the extra point. First time that either side has separated themselves by more than 7 points. Lead is 35-21. Texas Tech riding the big fella, Jace Amaro, getting down in the scoring range. And then DeAndre Washington, he hits pay dirt from 12 yards out. He powers his way in. 12:06 left. Hearing the legend of Jace Amaro, he is not disappointed. 9 catches, 143 yards.
Well, they're glad to have him back. Missed the second half of last season. And the leading receiver, the Y receiver in this defense. Yes, he's a tight end type, but he looks a little bit more like Ryan Swope did for the Aggies, led by Cliff Kingsbury, an offensive coordinator for Johnny Football and Company last year. The nation in yards, tight ends, receptions, and yards per game.
Albert Gary on that return gets out to the 25-yard line. Let's head back to Los Angeles for another Lowe's game break.
Missouri, Georgia, check out the trickery. The gutsy call by Mizzou. The double pass. Bud Sasser looking for LaDamian Washington touchdown. Extra point, no good, but Georgia in trouble, trailing 34-26 at home. Back to Eric Collins, James Bates, and Brady Papinga.
Patrick, thank you so much. Gary Pinkel pulling out all the stops. This game means a ton to Missouri, and of course it means everything to Georgia as well. Trying to fend off those pesky Tigers.
Good penetration. Good job now defensively. Tech with the 2-touchdown lead has pinned its ears back. And how about Georgia? They go to Tennessee here as we take another look. See, doing a great job. Again, not the biggest body there at the end, Brandon Jackson, but doing a good job of just getting those hands and winning that fight on the edge. Georgia almost lost to Tennessee last week there at Neyland, a team with not even near the horses as the Bulldogs, and they got banged up in the process.
That was almost intercepted. That was a stumbling Terrence Bullitt in the middle of the lineup that had a chance to get himself an interception.
There are some football players on Matt Wallerstedt's defense that really do a good job of understanding the game, understanding what offenses are trying to do to you. Here, Terrence feels that screen trying to be set up and almost had himself an interception.
Cyclones are reeling. They need a big play. Pocket holds. Richardson across the body, incomplete. Would have been enough for the first down, but Bundridge can't make the play. Now we've seen that in the second half. When Richardson does have time to throw and makes a quality throw, his receivers aren't helping him out.
Yeah, a little bit high, but a ball that Bundridge can catch and has to catch here in this situation.
Look at that roller coaster. Wow. No success early, and then that hot streak, and as of late, 0 for 11.
You know, and you mentioned it here, this streak as of late. Wimberly hasn't been seen. It was really Wimberly that came into this offense. With him as the starter, it's an offense that's averaged 450 yards against Tulsa and Texas.
Thompson backtracks to the 20-yard line, and he is tackled the moment he gets the ball. Nice special teams again for Iowa State.
Levi Peters on him like a pair of jeans, baby, right away. Good job. Good to see these guys hustle down, trying to win a spot any playing time they can get.
Now, Cliff Kingsbury, of course, the terrific quarterback during his day. He has returned his first season as the head coach at Texas Tech. Hadn't lost a game so far. Look at the numbers. Second in basically all the major categories here at Texas Tech to Graham Harrell. Since he's been gone, played for both New England, New Orleans, and the Jets in the NFL. He's been an offensive coordinator, of course, a year ago in the SEC at A&M. And also spent some time at Houston with those record-setting offenses and Case Keenum. Seems like a marriage made in heaven, though, with his return.
Oh, doesn't it ever?
Pass intercepted. Big play made by George. Jeremiah George has the football, still on his feet, down to the 20. Maybe that's the break that Iowa State needs.
Hey, you can win football games in different ways, and this certainly has been a wacky way to go about it. A lot of special teams plays to keep the Cyclones in it. And here's George, slow start to the season right there in the middle backer. Another Floridian out there making big plays. Just settling, reading the eyes, going back there and tipping it to himself. And like you said, there's a spark. Now offense, put it to him. Keep the hammer down and make this a one-touchdown football game.
31st straight start for George. We asked how he's improved over the years. They said he's gotten so much better in pass coverage. There's an example of it. First down at 10 on the carry. This is Johnson. And Johnson inside the 5. Spun down at the 3. Bruce Jones hit him with some force, but it's going to be a first down, goal to go for Iowa State.
Offensive coordinator Courtney Messingham. Tell us about Johnson. He's a violent runner. We saw it right there.
Johnson, touchdown Cyclones. They're back in this one. Talk about a sudden change.
Wow. And how about that, rewarding an offensive line, the big dogs up there. Hey, we've got a chance. We've got the momentum with the big turnover. George gave us back the football. He's still fired up. You see him give his coach a chest bump a second ago. It fed off to this offense. And you know what? If you want to be the aggressor, go out there and feed those big dogs on the front and put a back behind them that'll run hard like Wimberly has been doing and like Johnson does on those 2 carries.
Back to a 7-point game. Iowa State back in this football game courtesy of their senior captain Jeremiah George. One-handed interception, strong return, and then why not give it to the senior. Chantrell Johnson bangs it in. It is a 35-28 lead for Texas Tech. Now, if you're going to win on the road, you need some breaks, and you need to make your own breaks. How resilient have the Cyclones been? They got a kickoff return for a touchdown. They've also scored a touchdown after a Texas Tech fumble. And just a moment ago, the interception by Jeremiah George, they cashed that one in for a touchdown. 3 turnovers, 14 points off those turnovers.
2 carries, not a bad outing so far for Chantrell Johnson, the senior who a couple years ago against Texas had a bad neck injury, missed the final 8 games of the season, so it's good to see him back out there. Cyclone fans happy to see him in the end zone and cut it to 7. Brady, it's getting interesting once again back down on the field.
Oh yeah, but you know old Paul Rhodes, as long as he's got a heartbeat, he is not going to let his team fold no matter what. And I'll tell you what, like you talked about there, Eric, resiliency, that is the word when you describe the Iowa State Cyclones, especially when there's been a few times today, especially after Texas Tech scored, to where Texas Tech looked like they were going to run away with the game. But obviously Iowa State has scrapped their way back into the game. And again, I put that on the shoulders of Paul Rhodes and his leadership, and his team responded to his leadership. Eric?
I totally agree with you, Brady. We were very impressed when we talked with Paul Rhodes earlier this week and talked about how his team dealt with the disappointment of the loss a week ago against Texas, losing by 1 in a controversial final minute play. They've come out to play here on the road against a ranked Texas Tech team.
Well, and Brady, we talked about A.J. Klein, Luke Knott's brother Jake, the leadership that they gave this defense last year. And now Jeremiah George is stepping up and being a leader here for these Cyclones on D.
2nd and 7, coming out of the backfield, Williams. Stone, nowhere to go. Once
Speaking
again,
of Jeremiah
George. Yep.
Woo! Gotta like how what he did there. That's a three-point, guys. Meaning you use the front of your head, not the crown, the front of your head, your hands, and you drive your blocker back to disengage with him. But he not only drove him back, he made the tackle with the blocker. Right on cue there, huh, Eric?
And with the tackle, Kenny Williams has to leave the field. Looks like he's a little bit banged up. DeAndre Washington replaces him. 3rd down and 6. Freshman quarterback Webb in trouble. Going to use the feet, nowhere to go. And he is pushed out of bounds. Corey Morrissey with the tackle, disengaged in time, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Again, here's the difference in Baker Mayfield. The quarterback that led this Red Raider unit to a 5-0 start. He's got some wiggle out in open space. Davis Webb doesn't have it as much. Great job down the field, and finally the pressure getting there by Iowa State. Another stand. 3rd downs here the last 9 times. 0 3rd down conversions, and there's a look at Baker Mayfield with the towel on his face, the visor on his head on the sidelines. Not what he's been used to.
Oh, almost a block. Ball hits a Red Raider at about the 32-yard line. Yeah, it's a great time to be a sports fan. In case you missed it last night, extra inning win for the St. Louis Cardinals in the NLCS. How about the ALCS? Tonight it's game 1 as the Tigers going to take on the Red Sox at Fenway Park. Coverage of baseball's postseason games right here on Fox starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern with game 1 of the ALCS. Anibal Sanchez going to get the ball for Detroit, taking on the lefty, John Lester, for the Bo Sox. Now Sam Richardson continues to struggle throwing the football, but his team only down by 7. 9 minutes remaining. And before the snap, a whistle.
There is no play prior to the snap, false start. Number 70 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, and it is still 1st down.
Clean it up. Clean it up, and Paul Rhodes knows it. Penalties cost him against Texas, and doesn't seem like a whole lot. You've got 1st and 15. You got a few downs to go get the first, but you've got all the momentum. You've got it all. It's a killer to back up 5 yards going the wrong way.
Handoff, Johnson steps over his own man. Daniel Burton was pushed back into the backfield, and no gain. Brandon Jackson's had a busy day. 2nd down and 15. And again, Iowa State playing without Aaron Wimberly, who we don't believe is injured. They just decided to go in different directions for their tailback.
Certainly hasn't looked that way over on the sidelines, and now you've got the 2 backs in Woody and Chantrell Johnson.
And again, a flag down.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 77 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down. Correction, 2nd down.
James, why is this happening so frequently on that offensive line for Iowa State?
That's a good question. I'm sure that Paul Rhodes wants to know the same thing, asking Clint Kanakis, the offensive line coach, the exact same question. Now 2nd down and 20.
This is becoming an epidemic. Richardson. His pass is complete. That catch made by Coleman, the senior out of Beatrice, Nebraska. His first catch of the afternoon, and that's a gain of 11. They still have 9 more yards to get.
You chop it down in half. Justin Coleman, there's a good story. His first career catch, 59-yard touchdown. A walk-on that earned a scholarship. Can they get one more big catch and move the chains here?
I apologize, it's 3rd down and 4. Barely get that play on. That was supposed to be a quick hitter. It was blown up. Ekpe ran into the defender, and it's going to bring up 4th down. Bruce Jones didn't let Ekpe go where he wanted to go.
Scrappy-Doo, the little cornerback. The blitz was on, man coverage, and taking away that inside seam. This is an offense, the air raid. They love the slants on 3rd down. Check it. Tech likes it, the air raid, but everybody take it if it's there for it, and Scrappy Doo taking it away nonetheless.
Booming kick lands in the end zone. All right, Texas Tech, another chance to widen their lead. It's only 7. Texas Tech, their unbeaten 5-0 mark in jeopardy. Welcome back, everyone. Let's recap some of the activity here in Lubbock this afternoon. Bradley Marquez has had a nice day. Here's a touchdown.
And some good defensive play throughout the day as well, Eric. And after the interception by Jeremiah George, Iowa State deciding they're not quite done yet, but they got to do it on defense one more time.
Washington, good strong run on first down. He picks up 9 yards. George and Knott combined for the tackle. If you're Texas Tech, do you have the capability of changing your offense to try and milk this clock and keep the lead and maybe expand it after a long time-consuming drive? Good jitterbug move once again by Washington to get the first down and more. Broomfield finally the tackle, but a gain of 10.
And I guess there's your answer. Back-to-back plays, churning it out on the ground, and the reps are what this offense is all about, and so much of it with those smaller passes that a lot of times you'll count almost as a run, just as getting it out wide on a sweep.
Third straight run play. This time Foster with the carry. They've got a whole bunch of guys who are 185 pounds who run hard.
And you got to start thinking, too, Iowa State, second guy in. Make sure you got that tackle. Don't give them any free, cheap yards. Go after that football. Jeremiah George certainly knows how to rake it away.
Another good move to get through that initial wall of defenders. Washington has just owned this drive. 3 of the last 4 plays have been to him, and they've been really successful riding the sophomore from Missouri City.
You see Washington tap the hat. He wants a little bit of a breather. Kenny Williams back in there. He left after he was popped by George earlier. Good job cutting that time by the offensive line to get some bodies down.
First pass of this drive. This time it's a catch by Eric Ward. Jumps over the tackler, and he's got a first down. Sam E. Richardson went for the feet of Ward, and that didn't work.
Well, there's your cushion. This is one thing they wanted Davis Webb to do. If it's there, the cushion's there. It absolutely was. Toss it out there. Let your receivers make plays.
Foster changes direction. Foster! He's got a chance! The wheels! Touchdown, Red Raiders! The little fella out of Riverside, California, had a crease and spit right through it.
From the get-go, with the cutback, it was going to be a big play. Eric Ward, who does a lot of damage through the air, led the team in receiving the last 2 years, springs it with a big block. Just when you fight your way back in it, Iowa State, watch a couple big blocks here. Watch, you're going to see the big block laid there on Morrissey, and that's Williams, who just came in for Washington. That's going to start it right there on the edge. Bodies down, you can't make plays on the ground, right? And because of the log jam, you get other guys that overrun, get their feet tangled up, and then it's off to the races. And there you see a big block on the edge by Ward, doing a good job to lay off, make sure he doesn't get called for a holding penalty, and it's touchdown Tech.
Well, the quarterback starting for the first time as a college player, you need help all the way around. And the Red Raiders have provided that help. 6 touchdowns by 6 different players. 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 receiving touchdowns. And maybe the most well-known offensive player for Texas Tech hasn't scored. Jay Samaro, he's got 9 catches, over 100 yards, but no touchdown. But he'll find time to get his score eventually. 5.5 minutes remaining. Returnable kickoff. Albert Gary is swarmed and brought down at the 19-yard line. Now, big one coming up. Second-ranked Oregon Ducks taking on the Washington Huskies. That game in Seattle. That's next on Fox Sports 1. Tulsa, UTEP. A couple of good ones. Take a look at the Pac-12 standings. Wow, good top-heavy teams. Stanford, Oregon, Oregon State. At North looking tough.
Oh, Oregon State, they opened the season with an upset loss. Eastern Washington comes in and gets them. Oh my goodness. You got some fun football to be played out there in the Pac-12 starting this afternoon, as you mentioned, with that Washington-Oregon game.
Richardson needs to get something going. He's running out of time. He continues to be wayward with his passes. It'll be second down and 10.
And also that UTEP game later in the day, I texted our buddy Adam Alexander to make sure that he and Chris Sims stop by H&H Car Wash, get the rental car washed, and get some great Mexican food with Maynard. Beating all kinds of friends here, Tom and Bingo's. We had some great brisket yesterday with Mr. Dwayne, giving us some barbecue sauce.
Richardson takes off. You know what? We haven't seen much of this. He was so effective with his legs a week ago against Texas. Hadn't really won much as Richardson so far this afternoon.
No, I mentioned it earlier. I think it was the first quarter. He tried to cut and turn it upfield, and there just wasn't anything there. I'll guarantee you, again, the ankle's hurting a lot more than they have let on. It seemed to get better against Tulsa. He had a fantastic game against Texas, but re-injured the ankle that bothered him early in the year. Here's a big third down now.
As a man, pass is caught. It's going to be short of the marker, it appears. Jarvis West tackled immediately by Will Smith. It's going to depend on the spot.
Well, that's a nice spot if you're an Iowa State fan, isn't it?
Didn't even need to measure. The spot was so good.
They'll take it, keeping it alive.
Another pitch and catch. This time the catch is made on the slant pattern. Dondre Daly, his first catch of the day. Redshirt freshman from Tarpon Springs, Florida.
Which, by the way, is where Ted Watts is from.
Former Texas Tech Red Raider.
Sir,
first round pick of the Oakland Raiders back in the early 80s.
You got it, number 21.
You're dialed in. Richardson just doesn't have that escapability. Not able to break the tackle. It'll bring up third down and short.
Well, you see, Eric, I'm dialed in because my dad coached Ted Watts. You're dialed in because you're dialed in.
You already mentioned Senior sack. 3rd and 1. Cyclones going to stay on the field offensively. James White, very patient run through the middle of that line. But under 4 minutes to play now.
Let's keep it going. This is an Iowa State team. No matter how they've looked throughout the body of work, the Iowa game's a good example. Find a way to fight their way back in it. And like that Texas game, in a fight till the very end. They need to get it moving, though, a little bit here. A little bit more sense of urgency.
Another dump down. Nominal gain on first down. P.J. Harris with the catch. So this is a whole bunch of reserve receivers who have been involved in this drive for the Cyclones. I think the Red Raiders are happy to play defense like this. Little short completions. Now going for a chunk larger. P.J. Harris with the catch and gets out of bounds.
PJ, a couple big ones and moving the chains right here. Nice throw there in the window underneath the safety Trey Porter for the completion. The clock stops but restarts after they set the change. You got to be over it and be ready to go now.
Looking to take a shot. Oh, almost intercepted. Probably should have been intercepted. Micah Awe had that ball in his 2 hands and just couldn't rein it in.
Boy, Richardson took a pop as he threw this football. Not so sure. He was hit up high. Gosh, they've really kept the flags in the pockets for the most part today. let go of the football, and he hit him up above the shoulders, but no flag, so an incomplete pass. It will finally stop the clock here.
35 throws for Richardson. On the right sideline, nobody home, looking for Ekby.
Sam Richardson's pass.
Iowa State's got all 3 timeouts to work with. But just the length of this drive, how long it's taking just to even get to the outskirts of the red zone. It's just taking too long.
But we've seen that they can kick and recover an onside kick. It happened against Iowa. You get that football in there with about a minute or so to go, you're still sitting pretty. Just don't cough it up. Just don't make any mistakes. Get some yardage here on 3rd down and 10.
Design quarterback run, and Richardson, he's got the first down.
That'll work. You see how slow he is getting up. This is a hurting quarterback right here. The sophomore from Winter Park, Florida, has scrapped throughout this season, not just through this game.
Richardson, little sidearm flip, gets it out in space to Ekby. Ekby's got a first down. Clock will stop momentarily as the chains move, but 2:06 left to play. Pickup of 14.
You mentioned some of these new names you're calling out there at the wide receiver spot. It's a defense that's gassed right now.
Another catch is made. Good hand catch. That's the tight end, E.J. Bibbs. And he's got a touchdown. Touchdown, Iowa State. With the extra point, they're only going to be down a touchdown.
How about this? You got it rocking. You got a Tech defense that is gassed and taking advantage of it. There's your guy Bibbs that you called for earlier. Where's he been? Well, coming through when you need him the most. To extra point pending. Cut the lead to 7. An onside kick and a touchdown away from locking it up.
Extra point is good. So it is a 1-possession game. You mentioned the onside kick. If for some reason Paul Rhodes didn't want to do it, he really didn't have to. They've got all 3 timeouts remaining. Probably no reason not to onside kick, but it's not mandatory.
And that's a great point too. It's as the pace they were moving, it certainly seemed like they would have to use an onside kick. The last few plays didn't eat much time off the clock, punched it right in. So you have the 3 timeouts. As pretty as it looked against Iowa, you're capable. Here he talks it over with his defensive coordinator, Wally Burnham. Here's what we're planning on doing. If we don't get the ball back, you heat those guys led by Jeremiah George up and make sure we give ourselves one last chance to tie it up.
Let's take you back to September 14th. This is that game against Iowa you're talking about.
Perfectly executed and hustling down there to pull it in. And that's Ben Bozen. What a shame they lost him to injury against Texas.
Arceo fakes the onside kick. It's Nenton who does it. The other side, ball's loose, and Texas Tech has it. Oh, man, that was drawn up beautifully, and Iowa State simply couldn't hold on. It was Broomfield who should have made the play.
Oh, no. It doesn't get any better than this. Going this way, nope, we're coming back here. A perfect hop, and it's even timed up perfectly right there in the breadbasket, and Broomfield knows he just missed a huge opportunity for his football team. Oh, my goodness. It's been a thing of beauty whenever they've decided to onside kick the football for Iowa State. Well, you got to have a short memory. Oh, Broomfield, you got to turn it around. They talk about having a short memory when you give up a big pass play. Same thing goes when you don't convert an onside kick. Got to get it back.
On first down, Washington with the football. Let it stay in bounds. He's tackled after a good gain of 5. Iowa State burns their first time out. And while we have a moment, let's take a look at our Right Stuff Player of the Game presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Making his first start, true freshman quarterback Davis Webb.
How about that? Looking to go to 6-0, 5-0 with a walk-on true freshman quarterback. The next true freshman up comes in and does a fantastic job in his first start. Things have changed a little bit since Cliff Kingsbury was quarterback. Since Mike Leach was here running the show, Leach actually had 5 fifth-year seniors that played quarterback for him. Now it's just a bunch of freshmen with no experience. Michael Brewer, I guess, is a sophomore, but hasn't played a whole heck of a lot.
I like that reference there. You saw the bottom of the screen, Billy Joe Tolliver. Ooh. Former Red Raider great, longtime NFL quarterback as well. 2nd down and 5. Can't imagine any circumstance where Webb would throw the football here. Handoff, and this is going to be a 1st down. Kenny Williams showing some power.
I'll give you one circumstance. If Mike Leach were still roaming the sidelines, he'd still be throwing it all around the house.
Cyclones have to take their 2nd timeout, but that 1st down just devastating. Just a reminder, folks, a great one coming up next. That's not even hyperbole. You got a couple of ranked teams, including the 2nd-ranked team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on Steve Sarkisian. 16th-ranked Washington Huskies. Later on, we got Tulsa and UTEP. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Still waiting to see if Anthony Thomas, he's got the boot off, injured that ankle. First play of the game, a kick return on a very wet field in Eugene against Cal. And they're going to need him as they run through the gauntlet of the Pac-12. Pac-12 looking better and better.
Just showed Davis Webb over 400 yards passing. How about the 3-headed monster of Washington, Williams, and Foster all running for at least 75 yards?
Eric, a lot is made, and justifiably so, about the passing game here in Lubbock. These backs have impressed me, too, with their fight. They get their hands on the football, and especially when you need them as the clock ticks down here at the end of football games.
Cyclones' final timeout. They cannot stop the clock anymore. It appears that Texas Tech is going to go to 6-0. This is what they have remaining, starting with a very difficult test next week in Morgantown.
Well, and which Mountaineer team are you going to get? Dana Holgerson, he's from under that Hal Mummy air raid umbrella as well that Cliff Kingsbury came out from under. You know, it was a West Virginia team that shocked everybody after getting shut out. They turn around and upset Oklahoma State. Then they go play Baylor, and a lot of it is just Baylor being Baylor. Baylor's a good football team this year. They have trouble last week, and they're off this weekend to get ready for what looks to be, as you say, a 6-0 Texas Tech Red Raider football team who come blowing in there with the fury of a West Texas win.
2nd down and 9. Iowa State has used their last timeout. Foster. Clock is going to continue to move. Well, Iowa State, they're starting to get desperate. They still have just 1 win on the year. This is what their remaining schedule looks like.
Well, that's obviously a very tough one at Baylor. Then they get Oklahoma State back home. One of the biggest wins in school history was against the Cowboys a couple years ago. Whatever happens down this stretch, Paul Rhodes and this football team have impressed me. No, you do not. They will beat one of those teams that they shouldn't beat along the way because they don't quit. They fight. They continue to fight, just like their head coach, very scrappy, tough football team.
On 3rd down, trying to move the pile. And Kenny Williams does. Well, hats off to Davis Webb. Difficult circumstances. Trying to replace a quarterback on a hot streak in Baker Mayfield. And Davis Webb, as a true freshman, he's going to win his starting debut. We need one more snap, and that's going to be it.
You know, Eric, the coaches yesterday here at Tech, they told us they really felt like they had 3 quarterbacks that they could win football games in the Big 12 with. And you never know really how much of that to buy when they give it to you. You want to talk up all your players, but you get the sense the way Davis Webb filled in. Baker Mayfield has done it at 5-0. And remember, Michael Brewer, the 3rd guy in that mix, he was the guy who was supposed to start this year. A nice win to move to 6-0.
Well, that's going to do it from Lubbock. For Brady Papinga, James Bates, and our entire Fox Sports crew, I'm Eric Collins.